Hey guys, it's been a while since I went ahead and made a video. Been meaning to, but life's been real busy and just haven't had the time for it. Next week or two is still going to be pretty rough, and I don't know how much longer that's going to last. So I'm going to go ahead and change this format a little bit, and I'm going to just try to make very short videos. Um, Most important distinction between borderline personality disorder, the way that other people see them and the way that they see themselves, is that we see ourselves as beings of emotion, not emotional or overly emotional beings. Um, for us, our emotions constitute our state of being. When we feel anger, we feel as though we are anger. When we feel sadness, we feel as though we are sadness. And what we do is fueled by that sadness or that anger or that joy or whatever else. But we are not simply emotional beings. And to be accused of such it makes us feel vilified, because frankly our society is more afraid of their emotions than we are respectful of them. Um, and this is very, very easy for anyone who wants to discount these notions from the outside to discount them, because you're looking at it from the outside in. People with borderline are seeing things from the inside out. The superficial, the more physical, um, the things that most people tend to get more distracted by, we don't experience our lives as much that way. We experience them at a deeper level, that is much more abstract, and it tends to be more overwhelming. Is part of the reason why we have a lot of trouble with dissociative disorder, and why we will often choose um, isolation and deprivation. Um, it's extremely taxing to experience life this way, but we're wired in a way that we don't really have any other choice but to experience life that way. We can try to bury those emotions, but most of the times those emotions are actually leading us to realizations that are necessary for the improvement of our health. And this is part of the reason why I personally do not advocate for DBT, or dialectical behavioral therapy, because while I believe that the initial stages are very therapeutic and helpful to help a person connect with those emotions, to then try to um, help them or encourage them to turn those subjective feelings into more objective viewpoints, I feel like is a more damaging um, approach. It grants temporary relief to those around that person, but it presents the person with borderline personality disorder with a more prolonged sense of identity deprivation. Um, and so uh, I would encourage anyone who is dealing with borderline personality disorder, or anyone who knows um, someone with borderline personality disorder they're trying to work with, to make that distinction that we are perceiving ourselves as emotion or emotions and not as beings behaving emotionally. Um, it will help you to feel better about yourself, and it will help you to understand how your what otherwise may seem innocent enough um, uh, accusations or assertions, I should say, um, or various feedback that you offer us tends to seem uh, sort of callous and inconsiderate. And you'll be able to navigate that more delicate road a little bit easier, knowing that preset that whatever emotion you throw at us, we will become. And so, if you're trying to deal with emotions that are overwhelming you, best not to involve us. If you are in a relationship with someone with borderline personality disorder and you're having these feelings, we could feel abandoned or betrayed by your talking with someone else about this. Usually, there's a sort of acceptance to seeing someone like a counselor or a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatnot, because people associate that that is healthy. Um, but there are a lot of people out there who will get upset whenever you talk about things that are going on in that relationship with um, someone else without their knowing or being present or explain the situation from their perspective. And you want to be careful not to do too much of that, because you can also end up with a lot of misconceived notions of that person that are only going to make things worse. So try to avoid that, but go see someone, go see a professional. If you don't have access to a professional, um, grab a friend and just talk about the way that you are feeling. Um, Try to get those feelings out and addressed in a more stable environment with more stable people. Now, what you may end up finding is much like people with borderline personality tends to find is that um, you try and find that person that you can talk to about those kinds of things, and they're just not there. People do not want to deal with it. So, um, I wish I knew what to tell you to do under those circumstances. Good news, it'll help you to appreciate what it's like to deal with borderline personality much more. It may even give you enough of a sense of empathy that you can connect, that it'll give you the patience to connect with that person um, on a level that will allow you to explore these feelings more. Um, and just remember, they're gonna be a mirror to those emotions. The mirror is going to tend to reflect those emotions back at you more intensely than you projected them. So keep that in mind. Um, and but they a lot of the times people with borderline personality disorder, we know how overwhelming this stuff can be, and we do want to help. We we genuinely want to be helpful. We want to be appreciated for what we bring to the table that is unique to us and our journey that has taken us through so many overwhelming obstacles and been such a pervasive, an everlasting aspect of our lives that's almost consumed our identity. We want to be able to find some sort of good we can do with that. So it's not just this evil thing that has plagued us our entire life that separates us from everyone else and keeps us from being able to be a contributing member of society. We want to know that there's hope, and a good way to help us with that is to allow us to help you. This is just our way of helping. But anyway, that's actually a lot longer than I had planned for it to go. But hopefully, if you like this video, you know, send a like, subscribe, or whatever. I'm going to be making a bunch more videos that are kind of this length or hopefully much shorter, addressing various aspects of the subjective side of borderline, and hoping that these insights will go ahead and help a few people out. Anyway, I am going to head out, so I'll see you guys in the next video.